we go. Wait, take.
He's got Ben Troupe at the 15, at the 10, hurdles a man, spins to the 5. Oh my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line. He's gonna score!
What is up, y'all? It's No Weddings in the Fall. I'm Jason Cooper here with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ben Troupe. Welcome into the studio, my friend.
Mention, listen, anytime I'm going to get introduced, I don't care where I am, I'm going to say, listen, he's going to introduce me. My wife going to be like, what is he calling you a myth and a legend for? Don't stop the man when he's speaking the truth. Man, it's all, listen, always a pleasure to be on with you, sir.
All right, I appreciate you, my friend. So let's pay the bills real quick. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid, hit a subscribe, hit a like, get a comment in there. Little things stopping you from doing it, but big things popping for us when you do, so we do appreciate it. Go to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code Troupe. We'll double your deposit up to $100. Lots of great DFS action going on, if you will, for the weekend. They have lots of different ways and lineups you can put in. So it makes it a lot of fun going through your Sunday, especially if your fantasy season's already over with all these injuries going on right now. Also, if you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. All right, let's get things started tonight and talk about last week. It's the week on repeat, and let's start things out, with a great college matchup. LSU 36 to South Carolina's 33. It was a great game down to the wire. LSU's Caden Durham, 98 yards with 2 TDs. So a great game for Caden. Aaron Anderson with 5 receptions or 96 yards as well. South Carolina's Raheem Sanders, 143 yards with 2 TDs in this matchup. So, Ben, what are your thoughts on this good college game?
Really, really love the game. Back and forth affair. I think the thing about this game was South Carolina controlled most of the game. LSU just wouldn't go away. Brian Kelly, head coach of LSU, knew this. Look, I haven't lost against USC. I haven't really shown a lot of promise. I mean, fired everybody on my defensive staff. I better find a way to beat these Gamecocks. I mean, Coach Beamer, Shane Beamer up there in South Carolina, he was like, dude, we beating LSU. What's going on? We had a schedule. People don't know what to expect from us. Then we go to overtime. Then we lose to LSU. It was a game. Look, the thing, I know this is No Weddings in the Fall, right? So sticking with the theme, South Carolina's always a bridesmaid. They're never a bride. They get invited to a lot of weddings. They never got to say I do. I thought they were going to pull the upset. But listen, South Carolina's a team trying to figure out how to win. LSU a team that gets it done. It was a really, really good game. Brian Kelly, if you look at him in the post-game press conference, head coach of LSU, he was in there like, man, let me get myself together because, bro, that was gonna be a different type of vibe in that locker room. But great game, SEC foes. SEC no longer has East and West. Now it's just the best teams, the best records. But hey, early games in the season, there are no easy wins, tough losses. But shout out to them Gamecocks for taking them Tigers to the brink. I thought South Carolina had it. My mama, who was not a South Carolina or LSU fan, was heated. She was like, I called. I said, Mom, what's up? South Carolina lost. Okay. Yeah, but they should have won. But it was a really, really good game. And shout out to them Tigers from the boot. Found a way to get that done.
Yeah, man, what a great game it was. And I like you said, I thought for sure South Carolina was winning that ball game. So yeah, it was really impressive for them, for LSU to pull that out. So great college matchup. That's why we watched the game. And speaking of not so good matchups, but I don't know, it was an equally close game. I don't know if it was as fun, but how about them Bulldogs? 13 to Kentucky's. I can't even say it. I'm so surprised. 12, almost a big upset. And I don't even got any shouts to shout out because it was just pretty much defense, and it came down to whoever could put a touchdown on the board. What do you think of this matchup?
Kentucky, sometimes your best effort doesn't give you, your desired result. And they played them to the brink. I mean, because everybody kept saying going into this game, Georgia's defense was kind of iffy because you look at the blowouts, but people kept saying, listen, offensive coordinator Mike Bobo, we don't know what he's really doing. You know, Carson Beck, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate because he plays at Georgia, not necessarily because of how he plays. It was if you like defense, you love this game. Kirby Smart aged 20 years on Saturday. He was like, what is going on? But shout out to them Bulldogs, 28 straight wins in the SEC. I mean, it's crazy right now what they're doing. But Kentucky, just like South Carolina, dude, the reason why people call Kentucky a basketball school, which it is, and the reason why people say South Carolina is a women's basketball school, which it is because of stuff like this. Kentucky, that's the greatest almost you ever gonna get. No one's gonna say we almost beat them. What happened? Almost won means you lost. Now Georgia, we know y'all were ranked number 1. Now y'all ranked number 2. Got jumped by Texas, for which we're gonna get to here in a second. Great teams find a way to get it done. I told you, I'm gonna keep saying this till they prove me wrong, Commissioner. Great teams don't care how they win; they just want to win. They don't care how it looks. It can be ugly, and that was about as ugly as it got. If you are a Georgia Bulldog and you just playing this game, you're going to be hurting like hell this week because this practice is going to be rough for you. They're going to be, we almost lost to the Kentucky Wildcats. But great game, though. Former Georgia Bulldog, Brock Vandagriff. I mean, you got a former Georgia Bulldog at the quarterback position for Kentucky. You almost beat your former team. But you didn't. But great. But just like South Carolina, LSU, Georgia, Kentucky, everybody, listen, if you were odds maker or you was in Vegas, boy, you was like, Georgia, y'all messing with the church's money. But Georgia did find a way to get the win at the end of the day. But great game, though, Commissioner. But I will say with Texas and Alabama and Ole Miss on the schedule, for those people thinking Georgia going to go undefeated 2 years in a row, I don't think so.
They were looking good in the first week and first and second week, but it's like you said, it's a long season. So any given Saturday takes place as well. So, hey, shout out to the Kentucky Wildcats. Like you said, a basketball school, bringing it to the football realm. Good stuff there. All right, let's go to Texas, putting it on. Listen, the nickname for this school, and you have to help me. I don't know. Is this like Idaho or something? ITSA? I don't even know what that is. But
I think it's if I'm not mistaken, I think it's University of Texas San Antonio. I think.
Okay, all right. Well, that makes a little sense. But the ironic thing is the school name is the Roadrunners, which that's exactly what they got run the hell over in this matchup. Archie is all we can hear. 223 yards in the air, 4 TDs, 3 carries, 53 yards, and the TD on the ground. What you think of the matchup?
It was all about it. It finally happened. SEC fans around the world, college football fans around the world, we got another Manning in college football. He don't play for Ole Miss like his uncle and his granddaddy. He don't play for Tennessee like his Uncle Peyton. He said, I want my own legs. I'm going to go to the other UT, that's University of Texas. I will say this. UTSA, they had a shot until they got off the bus and they kicked the ball off. It was a wrap. Texas was going to beat UTSA no matter what. But Arch Manning is good. Like, as much as people don't like the fact that he's a Manning, people say, how not only is he good, he's freaking fast. There's a guy that played for America's team, and I'm talking about the one in Miami, named Tyreek Hill, a.k.a. the Cheetah. Arch Manning just ran faster than the Cheetah. I'm like, wait. He was almost 21 miles an hour. I don't know if the man ran track, but he's good for the sport. He's obviously a hell of a football player. And Ken Ewers, the former starter for Texas. Listen to me, Ewers. Listen to me. If you never get your spot back, it's okay. Because they really want Arch. Arch is good for ratings. Arch is good for the bottom line. Your last name is Ewers. His last name is Manning. The two don't really, and he's, like I say, he's nice. But I had this game on the rundown because I do want to, give a shout out to the man. As a person that had to play against Peyton Manning in the NFL, I played against Eli in college. I'm sick of these Mannings. So the fact that I don't have to play against this one is why I can root for him. Shout out to Arch. His name is Arch. His grandfather's name is Archie. That's the most. Listen, you come from money when your name is Arch. Your name is Arch. I'm just saying. I mean, I ain't hating on him, But you can name your son Arch. Hey man, shout out to he's listen, and I think his father is a brother that don't play football. So hey man, Arch, keep doing your thing. Them burnt orange boys from Austin, they find a way to get it done. Shout out to Arch.
Listen, this Arch. I get to see him at the country club, hey, Mr. Arch. Listen,
that's Arch over there. Arch.
Oh man. So yeah. You mentioned it a second ago. You played against, can you imagine like a Lamar like Peyton Manning mix? Like, wow. If that
you know what it is? That's the thing, right? He's a man. Now, for those who don't know, I think he was the number one, number two player coming out. He was one of the best players, not just at his position. Peyton obviously got a better arm. Peyton obviously got the best arm. That goes without saying. Eli played in New York his entire career, and he beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl MVP, right? Peyton Manning and fast don't even go in the same sentence. And Eli didn't even try to run it. So Arch is like an athletic Manning. Because he got the arm, but he got to run that thing. So, hey, man, we got a, you just said it, we got a Lamar Jackson-esque Manning. So I got the bloodline with the arm and the athleticism. Now I got the athlete. That's dangerous. But here's the thing, though, Arch. You can run in the SEC. Fine. Whatever. When you get to the NFL, you might want to, because you still got the Manning bones and stuff. I hope you didn't get your Uncle Nick with the nerve damage, and Eli never really got hurt. So, but I think it's great for football, and obviously UT love him. He's making more money now than he'll probably end up being the number one, number two overall pick when he comes out. But so he might have to take a pay cut because Texas get all money, literally. Texas and Texas A&M get a portion of the oil sales is designated for Texas and Texas A&M. So they good on the money. They good with the cheese.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I will just say I host a fantasy show, and the fact that there's something like this out there that exists, and in dynasty fantasy, I don't care. He is my number one pick. I hope you pick
it first. I hope you pick him because he ain't gonna last long.
I wish like fantasy was like real, and then you could go like recruit. Like I could.
It's almost like the fantasy show, and you get and you get on a little bit late. You go, whoa, I want to get out. He's gone already. Man, stop playing with me. I told y'all on the phone in the group chat. I'm getting Arch. Man, somebody already got it. Who? The new guy. Man, telling me can't get him. Hey, man, shout out. Listen, when Arch man decided to go to Texas, I said that is a money move. And that's a great lateral move for him for like exposure. Because like I said, Texas, man, they wanted the blue bloods in college. They wanted the blue bloods in college, period. But shout out to Arch, man, getting it done on a national scale.
Yeah, looking real. It's real exciting, as you said. All right, let's transition to the NFL. We're going to talk about America's team, the Miami Dolphins. On Thursday night, got a Psycho Beta beatdown by the Bills, 31-10. I was there to witness it live. And I'm just going to say this. Let's take the Tua conversation out of this for a second and just simply say this Dolphin offense looks different, and it not in a good way. I don't see the motion and the stuff that really made them stand out last season. They talked about it a lot. I haven't seen it, and it's very strange. It's almost like this haze of some, like the Mike McDaniels, the way he presents himself is like he's high on something, like, high on some extracurricular stuff. And I kind of feel like the whole Dolphins feel high on something because it's just like a very much a haze over them. Now, the Tua incident, obviously, that's the big story from this game. My, thoughts obviously are with like the same as the Dolphins. I'm going to sit here and say the same things over and over. Of course, he should do what's right for his career. Obviously, this is an issue, but like I've said in the past, It's funny how times have changed, because when I was a kid, when this stuff would happen, oh, he'd come out in the game. He's a warrior. That's the kinds of things we hear about Steve Young and stuff like that. So I'm just going to say I get it, and I want Tua to protect himself and all that. And I really, the biggest question out of the Dolphins, out of this is, as an organization, why have you not done a better job to find a backup that's suitable, a la Joe Flacco with the Browns, like when they pulled that up? Somebody that could come in. What they should have signed Russell Wilson, because they almost mirror each other, him and Tua. And quite frankly, if Justin Fields takes this job over, I would highly recommend the Dolphins trade for him, because I think he could turn their season right around, to be honest with you. All right, Ben, I'll shut the hell up on my rant. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I think the thing about I think that's a great point about the offense. I think what has happened, though, Commish, is this. Remember when Miami had the Wildcat, or Ronnie Brown? Couldn't nobody stop it, right? Couldn't nobody stop it. Crazy, right? Then they go to New England. They did it for a couple of weeks. Ronnie Brown's doing his thing, do it for a couple of weeks. Then they go to New England, and they shut it down. People have had a full year to watch Mike McDaniel. These exotic motions and all that. And this is what they did. They said, all right, man, when you get what NFL defensive coordinators do, they said, listen, when you get past all the fluff, they're trying to get the ball to Tyreek. What all that going on, but this is what's really hurting the offense. Mostert and A-Chain, those were the ones that made the offense go. When you cannot stop that run, I got Mostert, I got the old veteran, even though he ain't old, and I got A-Chain, the youngin, who got the speed, who can do it both in the pass game and the running game. Well, when Mostert is out, and now you got A-Chain, while A-Chain is going to produce, that's a lot of wear and tear. He's used to getting half those carries. Now he's getting double. Here's the thing about Tyreek. Tyreek can still get it done. But people say, hey, man, if we let number 10 beat us, that's our fault. He's going to get it. He's going to get his yards and catches. But if he ain't getting in the zone, it's fine. And the thing about the Miami defense is they feed off the offense. Meaning, if the offense isn't clicking, you start looking at the defense more. You start saying, look, I like Phillips, and I like Ramsey and company. But if they ain't throwing at Jalen, it's like I'm not going to throw to him. I'm going to throw to the other side. And Phillips, no matter what, he's still coming off that Achilles tear. While he's still a good player, is he the same player? And I agree, Mike McDaniels, let me say this to you, sir. You are intriguing and interesting when you're winning. You know how weird you are when you're weird when you are winning. You're extremely weird when you're not winning, because the things you do with the style and the fashion. And I'm not mad at you. You live in Miami, you could buy you the size of the mannequin. You can buy your clothes off the mannequin. That's fine. I ain't mad at you. But this Miami Dolphins team gonna have to figure themselves out real fast, because Tua's gonna be gone for the next 4 weeks. And I do agree with you, Commissioner. Yes, Tua's gonna do whatever he chooses to do. It's just we're watching Tua in real time. When guys get concussions, they lay there, and people walk up to him, and later on they lift him up, and we clap, and they go over to the blue tent and they pull it over. The things that Tua is doing with his hands and his arms, that's hard to watch, because people said, man, that's not a head injury, that's a brain injury, people. That's what you're watching. And Tua seemed to get worse. And what really added insult to injury, the guy that hit him was DeMar Hamlin, the one that got hurt in Buffalo. That's who hit him. And mind you, he didn't really hit him. He more kind of like kind of caught him. But Tua, if you do come back, we're going to be rooting for you. But you need to call Caleb Williams, and you need to learn how to freaking slide. Stop taking notes. You got to slide, man. That's the only way you're going to make it in the National Football League, because it's hard to watch. But shout out to Mike McDaniels when he said, look, man, I ain't talking to this man about his future. He got a wife. He got children. I'm talking to him about his health. So I am rooting. Listen, if you can't root for Tua Tagovailoa as a person, as a player, it's something wrong with you as an individual, because that was hard to watch, but I am happy that he's doing okay. He's going to take some time off.
All right, we got to get to a comment before we get to Brad. I'm going to shout out Brad real quick. Before we get to you, Brad, I just want to say one thing. As soon as Tua dove forward, out of my mouth, I said, why? That was what I screamed. I'm at the game, and I said, why? Why? Everybody knows the history. Nobody's mad at you for sliding. We good. We get it. We need you to protect yourself. And to your last point, correct. It was Damar Hamlin who looks like a matchstick. And think about that for a second. A skinny guy who doesn't put on a big hit caused that. That is not good, period. So let me get to this comment real quick. Brad from the Unbearable Podcast. Got to shout out our boy right here. Fun fact, Arch's dad, Cooper, was committed to play receiver at Ole Miss, so maybe that's where all the speed.
I will say, listen. Cooper is the one. He looks just like Peyton, right? He has some personality. And look, I'm not saying that Cooper wasn't. And if I'm not mistaken, Peyton used to throw to Cooper in high school. I think they're like right there together. Used to throw to kind of like Chris Leak and CJ Leak. Like Chris Leak, he's a little bit younger, but he threw to his brother. Okay, so listen. All right, so we got Unbearable Sports, Chicago Bears. Look, I love it. Arch, look, man, we just saying, man, it's hard to watch an athletic Manning. That's all. It's just weird. That's always. It's like if Shaq had a son that could shoot free throws. That's just weird to us because we expect him to not be able to shoot because his dad. But he is what Peyton and Eli wish they were. Like when they lie to themselves and say, "I am fast, I am athletic." No, you're really, really smart and you can throw. You're not athletic. Like when people say Peyton Manning's not athletic, no, Peyton Manning can play the quarterback position. He's not athletic. Athletic is Tyreek, Odell Beckham. Those are athletic people. Justin Jefferson is athletic. That's what I like. And people be saying, so what's the difference? Here's the difference in athletic and can play the position. Baker Mayfield can play the quarterback position. Lamar Jackson is an athletic. So listen, Arch, your name is Arch. You know, let me tell you something. And I got to say this because that's like people that name their child Dick. It's something wrong with those people. They name him that. What is his name? His name is Dick. Dick what? Dick Buckets. What the? Really? Yeah. Right on the birth certificate. I'm just saying. So his grandfather's name was Archie. He named all his kids Cooper, Peyton, and Eli. So Cooper said, "All right, Dad, I'm not gonna name him Archie. I'm gonna name him Arch. With a name like Arch, you better be good at something. And he a hell of a player right now. So shout out to Arch, man, with the athleticism. I ain't mad at him."
I know, man. I feel the same way. I can't stop laughing at Arch, and he had a little slip and slides for Tua comment. Appreciate you, my brother. That's hilarious. Totally with it. The fact of the matter is, back to this Dolphin game, get better Tua, like you.
Listen, we're rooting for you, Tua, man, and sometimes. As a former NFL player myself that did not have nowhere near the career that a Tua has, life after football is what you want. Football is just a freaking game. Arch was born with it. Arch was born with it. Listen, Arch was born at home plate. He already hit the home run as a young man. What? Just run the bases. Why? I ain't even swing the bats. Run the bases. They do this every week with him. I ain't mad at Arch, man.
Yeah. One other shout out too. Next time the Titans play the Bears, I need to get you on with Brad. I think that'd be a nice little back and forth. Yeah, that would be nice. We'll hook that up.
I mean, even though his quarterback is better than mine because his quarterback has common sense.
So like I said, Brad, all I want to say is
it don't matter if Tua got a guardian cap on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
do not prevent concussions, people. They good, but they can't prevent them.
Yeah, just look, if he's going to play, yeah, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said, Damar Hamlin, like that's what caused a concussion on not a very hard hit. Like I really, really, and I was on the total other side of this argument before. For those that don't know, I'm a physical therapist and I actually a certified brain injury specialist too, which doesn't mean much. But what it does mean is I know a lot about stroke and, brain injury. And I was on the other side of this argument, before the season, like, because I was talking about how, or even prior to that, because I was talking about how he needed time to recover. And he had that time. He took a lot of time off and I thought he'd be fine. So for that to happen again like that is just, to me, I don't know, bro. Like, it's life is more important. at the end of the day. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Saints versus Cowboys. I don't think anyone predicted a 44-19 beatdown of the Cowboys. So, Alvin Kamara obviously had a huge day. And, David Carr, actually, like I said, he's been looking good. So what do you think?
The Saints, their guys work on Sunday. They had to come together and say, listen, we're doing this for more than just us. Like, no one, the evil empire is known as the Dallas Cowboys. Why? Because only the Dallas Cowboys talk to their owner that he's getting interviewed. Why are you interviewing Jerry Jones? Like, for what? Jerry, you think y'all going to be good? Yeah. What do you expect him to say? No, I don't think we're going to be good. But here's the thing. I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys said something about the Saints' mamas and girlfriends and wives and kids, because that's how they got whooped. That was a shellacking. Micah Parsons and D-Law and Diggs, who cares? Y'all got Dak. Dak felt like the playoffs in 2023 against the Packers. He like, dude, like, CeeDee Lamb, I love you. I love you, CeeDee. If you're losing by 30 and you get a first down and you do your little, man, no, just I know you're trying to get listen, I know the commissioner probably got you on his fantasy team, so he wants you to get your numbers up. I ain't mad at you. But you don't got to do the celebration. Michael Parsons has a podcast. I do not know what it's called. He was praising the Saints. He's like, listen, bro, yeah, we're going to burn that tape. We're going to take that tape. We're going to take it out to the ocean. We're going to throw it in. We're going to just, put some concrete on the bottom. It happens in the NFL. I think sometimes you have to play long enough to remember. We can get beat down with great preparation, but that was ugly. And like I say, whenever Derek Carr outplays Dak Prescott, I don't care if it's Pop Warner football, backyard football, it's going to be a long day. Derek Carr don't even know how to act. He's like, dude, I'm throwing touchdown passes. I ain't throwing interceptions. Like, yeah, Derek, like, that's what we pay you to do. But, yeah, for one weekend, for one Sunday. Oh, and listen, and when I say they're doing guys' work, I'm not talking about them beating the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about Dallas Cowboy fans. Shit. I did it. Because I know Dallas Cowboy fans, they got this thing called excuses. They got a billion of them. No matter what, it ain't Dallas, it ain't Jerry, it ain't Dak or Zeke, it's everybody else. No, Dallas Cowboy fans, be quiet. Like, y'all not going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to still win the Super Bowl. No, you're not. Like, good God. I mean, so Dallas Cowboy fans, yes, I play for the Titans, and I root for the Atlanta, and I play for the Raiders and the Bucks. Guess what? It's better than being the Cowboys, man. Hell has come back to earth. If I got to root for the Cowboys, no, not root for the Cowboys, not root for the Yankees. Never in my freaking life. So, shout out to the Saints for doing guys' work. Just saying.
Yeah, like I said, nobody predicted that. And the Cowboys, we'll talk about it a little bit. They got a tough matchup this week too. So yeah, gonna be tough slaying for them. Let's go to the Falcons at the Eagles. Surprise, Falcons 22-21. Talked about this just a little bit ago, but the biggest thing I took away was the Eagles offensive coordinator should be fired immediately because like you're dumb. You're literally dumb. Like that made no sense. I know, again, a high percentage pass, understandable, to a guy who's not known for his hands, though. So we'll put that out there. And then again, why are you throwing the football? It goes back to, again, I talked about it last week. The Ravens should be utilizing the people that it's the same with the Eagles. You paid this guy all this money. It's the close of the game. That's why the Herm Edwards, that's why you played to win the game, all that. That's why you brought him there to close the game out. So give him the ball. Let him do it. Made no sense. You paid for it. What do you think, Ben?
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, Saquon Barkley, shout out to him being a pro saying, I mean, I let my whole team down. Well, here's the thing. People going, how does he drop it? Well, pressure matters, people. He took his eyes off the ball. And guess what? That's the same pass that he caught early in the game. So they want to go back to it. But let me tell you what you do when you do that. Falcons ain't got no timeouts. Now you stopping the clock again for them. Oh, people saying, why does that matter? Because if you run the ball, even if you don't get the first down, clock's still running. So even if you don't get the first down, you run the clock down, all the way down, right? Take a timeout, then you kick the field goal. Falcons got less time to go down. This is coming from a Falcons fan. Nick Sirianni, let me tell you something. You are the head coach. You can hear the calls coming in. You can hear them. Offensive coordinator go, we're going to throw the ball to Saquon. No. Run something else. What we going to run? Run the ball. Why? Because we got Saquon. So you telling me you don't trust Saquon Barkley against the defensive line of the Atlanta Falcons. Listen, when they look back on this game, they're going to say, dude, we gave it away. Be honest with you, I got mad because, I'm like, here go the same old Falcons. So, I kind of like turned the game off. I'm pissed. I'm gone. I ain't doing it. Brother calling me boy, because my brother born and raised in Georgia. He's a Phillies fan, trader. Anyway, he's a Phillies fan. So my brother's like, hey, you might want to turn the game back on. Like, why? Because your Falcons just want to stop playing with me. Turn it back on. My favorite cousin, Kirk, find a way. Darius Slay. It's a Georgia boy that went to Mississippi State, coastal Georgia boy. What are you looking at, Darius? Like, Drake London did not run this beautiful route. You looking to the left, he run to the right. Touchdown, game over. And then Jalen Hurts. Jalen, let me tell you about these two safeties that the Falcons got. They Pro Bowlers. Yeah, Bates and coming. So you put it up, that game over. And like I said, I agree with you, Commissioner. Overcoaching, right? And bad clock management and calling bad plays. You help another team. The Falcons didn't even know how to do. They ain't used to doing post-game press conference where they won. Like, we can talk. Yeah, talk to the media. Thank you, Philly. Philly got all that star power on defense. For what? Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Darius Slade, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Who cares? Getting sliced up. So, hey, at the end of the day, guess what? What if it comes down to a tiebreaker between Philly and Atlanta at the end of the season? Ooh, Philly fans. Y'all just saved the Falcons season because they in the NFC South, even though the Saints balling. And for Philly, y'all had a collapse in the last part of last season. Like, y'all already collapsed in the game too. What's going on with y'all, man? But shout out to them Dirty Birds beating them Birds from Philly.
Yeah, and again, just the why is it that I pay to watch the NFL, and the people that get paid millions of dollars to be involved in it don't know basics. Like, that's basic. Run the football. What's the difference at this point? Run the clock, kick the field. There's no way Atlanta's scoring in that amount of time.
No.
But you did it to yourself, so you paid the price ultimately. All right, let's go to another big upset. Raiders at the Ravens. Raiders win. I was shocked. I couldn't believe, and it wasn't like, again, it wasn't like the Ravens were dominating the Raiders and the Raiders just all of a sudden come back. It was kind of back and forth for a little bit. I was really, really surprised. And going back to watching the game, it fall back on the same thing again, where I felt like they were utilizing Derrick Henry more, but it's just not enough. Like, you should be just giving this man the football and letting him get his groove on, as they say, and then let Lamar feed off that. That just, again, going back to the basics. But anyway, what the hell do I know, Ben? What do you think?
At the end of the day, Commissioner, I'm going to say this. You up by 10 in the fourth quarter against the Raiders, and you lost. You up by 10. I mean, double-digit points and you lose. I guess at the end of the day, I think the thing is, Gardner Minshew is trying to tell everybody, look, man, I mean, I might not be your favorite starter, but I'm good enough to go out there and get it done. I'm good enough to go out there and make some plays, and that's what he did. And Brock Bowers right now is leading all tight ends and receiving yards as a rookie. Lamar Jackson, I don't know what's going on with him. Coach Harbaugh and company, y'all going to have to find a way to get it together. You're going to have to find a way to get it together fast because y'all staring up at 0-2. Going to Dallas, who's desperate to get back in the win column. But yeah, man, shout out to my Raiders, find a way to get it done, man. Devontae Adams did a smooth criminal on the sideline, man, with the toe tap. It was beautiful to watch when I saw it. But shout out to them boys in the silver and black. Sorry, the Raiders beat up on them Birds from Baltimore, and if they don't find a way to get together here sooner, just like you said, just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. They're making life hard on themselves for no apparent reason.
Yeah, give Derrick Henry the football. It's easy enough. All right, let's talk about what we're going to watch this week. All right, I apologize. My internet seems to be going in and out, so my bad if that's happening. But this week in college football, we got a good matchup. Number 6 versus Tennessee versus number 15 Oklahoma. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Oh, Tennessee is balling right now. They got a young man at quarterback. They got a last name that's very, very hard to pronounce, but they are getting it done. And I just think for me, this Oklahoma is looking to play the spoiler first year in the SEC. Coach Venables, former defensive coordinator of the Clemson Tigers, back when Clemson was good, by the way. Not the Clemson right now. He gonna try to find a way to tell Tennessee, I know we might be new to this, but we true to this. Tennessee is trying to prove to the world that, yeah, I know everybody want to talk about Arch Manning and that UT, but we the usual suspects. We the been here UT. I think it's gonna be a really, really good game. Tennessee has an unstoppable offense right now. They won 71-0 on Saturday. 71. I don't care who you playing. That's a basketball score. But I think it's going to be a really, really good game because I think Coach Venables, while he's in the state of Oklahoma, he recruits he's been recruiting for like SEC type play. Look for some fireworks. I think it's going to be a back and forth, but I think Tennessee comes out on top. But I'm looking forward to getting into this SEC schedule.
Yeah, I just peeped the show on YouTube and my face is like frozen. Like
it's smooth. Though. Listen, I think it's smooth. I think because it got. Listen, you got the Friday night breakdown in the background. You got look at that. Who's that? Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara. That looks like Kyler Murray, and I can't see who that is right now.
It's Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr. And you got Alvin Kamara and Kyler Murray showing off the taco meat with the look like Miami Vice. Smooth. I think it's smooth.
I like that AI a lot. What can I say? All right, let's get on to the next matchup. And then after I'm going to dip out for a second, see if I reset my internet while you talk for a sec. Let's talk about number 11 USC versus number 18 Michigan.
This is going to be a better matchup than people give it credit for because USC is a little bit better than people thought they were going to be. I mean, losing Caleb Williams and finding a way to still keep their winning ways. Big win first week of the season against LSU. Michigan, I mean, obviously they had a letdown. They had a letdown, but against Texas. But I think they're going to get back to their winning ways or definitely show a USC team. But look, man, we the defending national champion. I know y'all got Lincoln Riley, right? I know y'all out there in Los Angeles. I know y'all out there with the stars and all that. We play gritty, ugly, nasty, hit you in the face type football over here in Michigan. And I think Michigan is a team that wants to show the world again. They should be a team to be reckoned with. Yeah, they did not have a good showing a couple of weeks ago, but that was a couple of weeks ago. Everything that ain't what's going on. What's going to go on Saturday? I think it's going to be a really, really good matchup because USC poses a threat to anybody with the offense that they run. In Michigan kind of reminds you of the Detroit Lions, the way they play football. They want to play hard-nosed, hit you in the face type football. So I'm looking forward to a really, really good game because Michigan is a team that has to deal with a lot of adversity. Starting with before the season started, Coach Harbaugh's gone. If he comes back, he gets suspended. That's funny. You got sanctions. They got Netflix special right now with the sign stealing and all this other kind of craziness. But they're the defending national champions until they're not. And right now, they want to get back to their winning ways. And like I say, Lincoln Riley is the biggest hotshot head coach in college football because coach for USC, he got three people, count them three. He got 3 number 1 overall picks on his belt, three Heisman on his belt. That'd be Caleb, that would be Kyler, and that would be Baker, with Jalen Hurts being a freaking Heisman runner-up. I don't know if he got a Heisman this year, but I'm just looking for fireworks. I like good games just because that's a long flight. If Michigan had to go to USC or USC had to come to Ann Arbor, that is a long flight either way. But shout out to the Wolverines and them Trojans, man, giving me something good to watch on Saturday.
Heck yes. All right, this looks a lot better. All right, let's go the Friday night delight. It's number 24 Illinois versus number 22 Nebraska. What do you think about this one?
Nebraska has a quarterback that no matter what he says, he not only does he idolize Patrick Mahomes, he looks like him, dresses like him, wears number 15 like him, got the mohawk like him. It's weird. Remember how early we were talking about weird stuff? This is weird. Now, Patrick Mahomes, if you're gonna be like somebody, being like Patrick Mahomes is a lot of worse things to do. But the thing about it is, you trying to look just like him. He literally goes to the barber. He says, "Give me the Patrick." Really? Yes. So the guy pulls up a picture of Patrick Mahomes. Because listen, if you're wearing a mohawk in 2024, shout out to you, man. You don't lack confidence at all. The mohawk is out unless you like you wear like $10,000 boots and you like you got a motorcycle and you live in like Nashville or somewhere. That's cool. If you go to bar fights, that's cool. But if you start a quarterback from Nebraska, hey man, people ain't gonna say nothing to you in your face, but behind your back, they're like, he weird as hell. But anyway, I think listen, Nebraska is another team that's trying to get back. Nebraska is like an old blue blood when it comes to college football. They ain't been good as of late. Matt Rule, listen, they put it on Colorado a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just looking once again Friday night. Outside of college, anytime you got high school football and college football, you got to pick them fighting the line now, man. Going up against them boys from Nebraska should be a good one. But I'm just looking to see if Patrick Mahomes has a brother, that lives in Nebraska, that plays for Nebraska. Because just go look at it, man. It's scary how much the kid looks just like freaking out Patrick Mahomes craziness.
From another mother. What? Listen, I want to say this too. As soon as you said Nebraska, I just want to say rest in peace, Keith Jackson. Because as soon as you said Nebraska, all I heard was Nebraska and Oklahoma. Whoa, Nelly. That's all I heard as you said that.
The Huskers of Nebraska. I mean, hey man, legendary voices, man. They don't come around.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Rest in peace, man. Appreciate your contributions. Let's go to the NFL. Transition on. Packers at the Titans. Titans lead this series 8-6 overall. Titans won their last matchup in 2022, 27-17. They've actually won 4 in a row over the Packers. Who you got in this one?
Obviously, I'm always going to be two-tone blue. Shout out to the Titans out, drafting your boy back in the day. But Malik Willis, former Tennessee Titan, coming back to Tennessee. Now, they say Jordan Love is practicing. He might play on Sunday. He won't. They ain't going to rush him back. Malik, that guy that's starting right now, Will Levis, they said that they didn't want you. They wanted him. They kind of have a second thoughts about it right now, but they already picked him. They can't renege on him. Malik Willis, get you some get back. I just want to see Malik Willis go out there and say, hey, I know y'all ain't had nothing to do with it as a team, but as an organization, Rand Carthon, you wanted Will and not Malik? Cool. Think it's going to be a good game, but the reason why I'm going to go with the Packers is because 2 words, Will Levis. He is about as unpredictable as it gets. He do some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen. I mean, Coach Callahan just look at him like this. Bro, what? He said, what are you doing in week 1? And he said, what the hell are you doing in week 2? Will Levis will find a way, right, to hit a parked car. He will hit it in a Walmart parking lot that's about as big as. I'm just saying, like, Will, how did you hit it? I just want to see if somebody was in the car. Why? Who are you? A police officer? I mean, get out of here. So Will Levis, I don't trust him. I got to deal with him because he with my Titans, but give me the pack, to get a big dub. Malik Willis get to be interviewed in Nashville, get to see what the visitors' locker room look like. Y'all want Will? Okay, go with Will, man. I'm gonna stick with me.
I actually disagree with you. I think the Titans get the dub in this one because I believe that their secondary, and especially, their defense, but their secondary especially is what I meant to say, is very underrated and not talked about enough. They're very staunch against the pass and against pretty much anything. They're really good defense. I think that's what wins the day for them in this matchup in Tennessee. So I'm going to go Titans on this one. Like it. Bears at Colts are the next one. Colts lead the series 25-19. Colts won back in 2020. They won 19-11 odd score there. They've won 2 in a row in this series. What say you on this one?
Whew. Obviously, all eyes going to be on Caleb Williams. I mean, him trying to get his first touchdown pass in the National Football League, has not thrown a touchdown pass the first 2 weeks. Anthony Richardson, I mean, three picks last week, going back and forth against C.J. Stroud. That Bears defense is serious. I mean, if you haven't seen, it is. I mean, in the front, the front seven. I mean, talking about the defensive secondary. But the Colts at home, I think the thing about it is, I think they hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. They hand the ball off to their running back. He's a running back. Let him run the ball. What did LL Cool J say on any given Sunday? How much you paying that 300-pound blocker? Let him block. Let him freaking run. I think Anthony Richardson, kind of pulls out, kind of shows the Superman cape a little bit. They're gonna force him into some, some bad decisions. Hopefully, ain't no turnovers. I think Caleb Williams gets his first touchdown pass in a losing effort. I think the Colts get a big win against the Chicago team that's still trying to find their way on offense.
This is a tough one here, man. This is real tough. I didn't believe much in the Colts in the preseason because I thought Anthony Richardson looked awful in the preseason. I thought it was going to take him some time in the first place to kind of get moving. First game, I was wrong. The second game seemed like maybe I was right. But now we're back to a matchup at home against, as you mentioned, a very tough Bears defense. Caleb Williams also has had some of his struggles too as a rookie. So, I'm kind of almost in between on this one, but I'll lean Colts because they are at home, and I think they'll just play better at home. And same with the Bears, they're at home. I probably might even swing their way. So that's what I'll do for that one. All right, Eagles at Saints. Eagles lead the series 20-10. Last time they played was last year, and the Saints won 20-10. What say you in this matchup?
I think the Eagles just coming off a very, very embarrassing, gave the game away. I'm not gonna call them choke artists. I don't like when people say people choke, but they was a little parched. They need a little water. The throat was kind of dry. But I think the thing about the Eagles is, I think the Eagles are building a solid winning culture, up there in Philly. The Saints just kind of showed what they're capable of, but they was also playing, the never been America's team, from Dallas. And I just think that the Philly gets back, Philly gets a nice win. It's not going to be easy. Alvin Kamara is a guy you got to really watch. I think he's the one that makes that offense go for the Saints. I think for the Eagles, Saquon, Jalen, the tush push tut, whatever you want to call the freaking thing, the brotherly love, whatever you call the freaking thing. But here's the thing: the Eagles defense better learn how to tackle this week because Alvin Kamara is coming. Taysom Hill is coming. Shaheed, the other receiver they got, they coming. Olave and them. So they're not going to make it easy. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I love you, man. Former Florida Gator. But Chauncey, I know you the heart and soul of that defense. You're going to have to find a way to make plays in the passing game because you're giving up some big plays. Not just week 2, but week 1 as well. They find a way to tackle. They find a way to, to get the ball back to the offense. No A.J. Brown's going to hurt, but I don't see the Eagles losing 2 in a row. Nick Sirianni built to be a Philadelphia Eagle head coach. He was heated, after, they didn't want to lose to them Birds from the ATL, but they get back, they get another team in the NFC South, and I think they give Derek Carr and company their first loss of the season.
I believe in the Saints at home. I always have, because it's just a different environment there. You remember the game after Katrina. I think I'll never forget that.
Against my Falcons, a block punt.
I mean, you couldn't, but that was like you couldn't even write that in Hollywood, bro. Like I was even emotional for them, and I'm not nowhere close to a Saints fan, but just that moment was so big, and it's just a different environment in New Orleans. However, it's so tough to sit here and not pick this Saints team who just went into Dallas and just manhandled Dallas. So it's so tough to pick again. And the Eagles didn't, they got some struggle going on and A.J. Brown out. But I think, like you said, I think they find a way to get it done. It's going to be tough, though. There's some great NFL games this weekend. And I'm not about to talk about one of them because it's the hobbled America's team, the Miami Dolphins, going up to see the Seahawks. Dolphins lead the series 10-6. Seahawks last one in 2020, 31-23. They've won 2 in a row. Ironically, before we get to the picks, all I remember, again, talking about injuries, all I can remember as a kid, not all I can remember, but Dan Marino moment was when Cortez Kennedy in Seattle knocked Dan Marino the hell out. And Dan Marino went over to the sideline, got some smelling salts, and all of a sudden, the Miami Dolphins win that football game because Dan Marino went in there and slang that pill around and got the dub for us. So going back to that whole brain injury conversation, it's like, okay, but back in the day, we was like, you're a warrior. And now we're like, oh no. So whatever. Anyway, so let's get on with it. What do you think? Who wins this matchup?
Whew. The Seattle Seahawks are, you're talking about a different team at home with the 12-man. They are definitely a different team. You know, Coach McDonald and what he's doing for that team right now, he's, it's pretty spectacular. Geno Smith. But I agree with you. It's going to be a hobble Dolphins team. No Tua. They're going to be playing inspired football. I want to see I want to see the matchup. Jalen Ramsey going to look at DK Metcalf and say, you thought you're getting rid of me? Oh, so you thought because I'm no longer with the Rams, I'm here. I just got on. Listen, I just got on that teal, right, and that orange. I want to see DK versus Jalen. I want Jalen to look at Geno and say, "Come on, Geno, throw it to him. Ain't nothing changed." I think the Dolphins make this game a lot closer than they should because I think they're going to be playing really, really good. They're going to run the football. Because here's the thing: whoever's that quarterback of mine, you still got Tyreek, you still got Devonta. I mean, you still got Waddle. Right? You still got A-Chain? Don't give me this. We ain't got nobody. What? Tyreek Hill is like two people in one person. And he ain't even 6 feet tall. If Tyreek Hill was as big as DK Metcalf, it would be unfair. Because it's unfair right now. And if Tyreek and DK want to have a little, run a 40 before the game, see who the fastest, they always going back and forth. They're not gonna do that. But I'm just saying. I think the Seahawks get a late win, but I think that the Dolphins, and the reason why I say they make it close is for this reason, Commissioner. They got to know who they are without Tua. We know who you are with them. Sometimes you got to say, look, man, Tua's already out for a month on IR. He's gonna be watching the game. Sometimes you want to know your team's gonna be good even if you're not there. And I know that ain't his fault. We ain't blaming Tua at all, but I think Mike McDaniel gonna have something up his sleeve because, like I say. We know that these defensive coordinators are caught up with Miami, but they still can do some stuff. Man, A-Chain. I'm gonna see if most are gonna be all right. We got to see how long he's gonna be out. But listen, as long as Tim get off that bus, get off that plane, you got a shot. Because I don't know how he moved that fast, and I think he's 30 years old now. People don't move like that. Period. So hey, man, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I don't feel good about it. Do not take my picks to Vegas, people, and don't call me if you do. But I think Miami makes it very, very close.
So I'll just say on your point about the Miami offense and, the weapons, I totally agree. I've always said, even on my show, and they've always talked about Tua being injured, I'd be like, well, you could suit me up because I know that I would get 100 yards out of Tyreek real quick because I would just be like, he go boom. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's not that hard. But I will force people. But I will say, though, I used to be a big Skylar Thompson dude. I loved him because in the preseason, he always played really well and not tight. And the biggest difference with him is that he really runs well. The problem is, and I saw it in preseason again, is that he doesn't want to run or something because he wants to try to make plays with his arm. Mm-hmm. And he has got plenty of opportunities to run the foot. Now, this is again in preseason, this season, and what I've seen from him in the past. Skylar Thompson will make mistakes in this matchup, but he will have a good, I think, overall game. I don't know if they got enough to beat the Seahawks because this defense, they got shredded Thursday, period. So they are going to play inspired football. I can agree with that. And I think they'll bounce back. There's always that bounce back. But I don't know, like you mentioned, 12th man in Seattle. If they got enough.
It's going to be rocking. It's going to be rocking. Listen, DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, let's renew that rivalry. Jalen, come out there. Listen, Jalen, come out there and look at him and say, I know I got on different threads, right? Right? And listen, and this might be the longest flight in football history that's in America. You're going from Miami to Seattle? You can wake up, go to sleep, wake up, you still there. But I'm not trying to fly that far and lose. So if you Jalen, listen, bro, we're gonna be feeling good coming back to Miami, and it won't be because of the alcohol, because we got that dub. So I'm looking
ironically, Ben, if you want to get down here, like they got a long week because on Monday they playing your Titans at home. So let me know. I got 6 seats. You just let me know, but get your butt down here.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's now and the final thing, I didn't actually make my pick. I wanted to say, but it doesn't matter because America's team is going to show up on Sunday and rule the day. So I'm of course picking the Dolphins. Hello, ain't taking my card. Ravens at Cowboys, and listen, there is a lot of good matchups, but I am so excited for this game. It's just like, ooh wee. Ravens lead the series 5-1. Ravens last one in 2020, 34-17. I'm excited because of where these teams are right now. The Cowboys coming off such a humiliating loss at home. You got the Ravens who are 0-2. They're both almost in the corner, ready to come back and swing. So I'm excited to see this football game. What are your thoughts?
I'm excited for this reason. Lamar Jackson is going to look across the field and say, "Dad, you ain't better than me, G. I respect you, right? Love you, that." But he's gonna say, number one, I got 2 MVPs. How you making more money than me? They gave you more money than me. Oh, because you play for Dallas, right? If you the Dallas Cowboys, if you the Ravens defense, you like, why they always talk about Micah Parsons, Diggs, and DeMarcus Lawrence? Why? Man, you know what we got over here on defense? Y'all better stop playing. Roquan Smith, man, stop playing. I think, and Derrick Henry is gonna say, listen, he gonna say, Coach, when we fly to Dallas, can I go to my house? Can I sleep in my bed tonight? Why? Because I got a house here. Really? Yeah. I live here in the all season. I thought, nothing against y'all. I thought I was gonna go to the Cowboys in the all season. They didn't even call you, huh? No. And they went and got who? They went and got Zeke Elliott. He didn't even wear the same number he wore last time. I know, right? So for all that, the Ravens are gonna do what the Saints did. They're gonna do God's work. It ain't the cow. It's not the players, Commissioner. It's the fans. Shut up. No one wants to hear. Well, listen. Y'all are the greatest. If we wouldn't have lost, we would have won. Fan base I've ever seen. If they wouldn't have beat us, we would have won. What? If they wouldn't have beat us on Sunday, we would have won the game. Really? Listen, no. Tony Romo in the booth. He's amazing. Is he? He's by Jim Nance. How you gonna mess that up? He got the GOAT next to him. Anyway, Lamar Jackson get back on the winning side of things. Harbaugh's not finna start 0-3. And guess what? Stephen A. Smith, he can't wait to start laughing after the game. That meme is already gonna be up. But yeah, gonna be a good game. But I think they're gonna have a plan for that Dallas Cowboy defense. They're gonna do their best to contain CeeDee Lamb. Ezekiel Elliott is not who he used to be. He don't even do this no more after he run. If Ezekiel Elliott get a 20-yard run, he gonna miss the next series. Guaranteed. He's not even coming in the next series. Give me the Ravens. Ravens get their first win. Dallas go back-to-back losses. I'm here for it.
He ain't eating after a run. He's looking for the oxygen mask. But I'm gonna say, listen, real quick. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Cowboys fans. I have sympathy with you. You want to know why? It's ironic that both in your colors and in my team's colors, there's the color blue, because both teams are the biggest blue ball teams you've ever rooted for in your entire existence. Get you all worked up and excited, but no payoff. I will say in this matchup, though, again, might have said this like 20 times tonight. I'm going to say it one last time. I am paid to watch this game. You people are paid to win these games. It's not hard. Hit Derrick Henry and hit him hard. If they do that, I definitely don't see. And again, like you, I don't see at a world where the Ravens are 0-3. I'd be shocked if that happened. So I agree with you. I think Harbaugh should take a little tidbit out of his brother, who's very successful right now with the Chargers, because they're running the football with J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
with J.K. Dobbins. If your brother can do that with J.K. Dobbins, I guarantee you can do it with Derrick Henry. I guarantee it. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here for now. We're gonna kill the show, or excuse me, close the show. Not kill it. We're gonna close the show with the Skadoop of the week. If you stick and stay here on That Sports Podcast Network, you can find me on Friday nights doing the Friday night breakdown. We'll give you all some fantasy tidbits for all the NFL action. And then you can wake up with us on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. We got picks. We got betting segments. We got all kind of good stuff. So make sure you check us out on there. Deb Wickus, shout out to you. We were just on there as well. We appreciate you and the Blonde Blitz Nation. That was a lot of fun. We do appreciate you. Make sure you check her out as well. All right, let's finish the show with the Skadoop of the week.
He's got Ben Troupe at the 15, at the 10, hurdles the man, spins to the 5. Oh my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line. He's going to score.
My good people, I am Ben Troupe. First and foremost, I appreciate you guys taking the time. Listen to me and the commission. It's always fun. This is No Wetters in the Fall. But before I get out of here, I got to say this. Tua, you do not know me. I've never met you. Let me tell you something. Whatever decision you decide, it is not the wrong one. It is not the right one. It is the one you're going to make for you. It ain't wrong. It ain't right. It's for you. Tua, do not listen to anybody but your family. That be your wife, your children, when it comes to this decision. As a player who suffered from concussions when I played, right? I dealt with my fair share of concussions. Let me tell you this. It is not fun. Mine wasn't as severe as yours, but they were severe. As a person who is a retired football player, let me tell you, the life you have outside of football is worth the decision you make while you play. I'm going to say it again. The life you have outside of football is worth, right, the decision you make when you play. If you never play another down, I salute you. If you decide to walk away, I salute you. And if you decide to come back to play, I respect it. But make the decision for you, not because you want to leave a legacy in the National Football League. Who cares? It's about the current players anyway. Make the right decision. Do it for you. Do it for your family. And no, man, we're going to salute you and respect you no matter what. But I speak for myself as well as the commissioner, who is a America's team lover. Learn how to slide. If you come back, just learn how to slide. And with that, just know this, people. I love y'all. The spring, the winter, and the summer. If I catch you in a church, I'm going to slap you in the face with baby powder, because we do not get married in the fall. We married to the game. I am Ben Troupe. Toast, and this is Sweet Tea, by the way. Love y'all.